Shalom, Israel. Shalom.
Shalom.
Everybody.
Khan. All
All
right.
right. This is one of those impromptus. All right. So blood of Shem exposed. Wanted to bring up something and show y'all something, and hopefully later on maybe we can get some of y'all to come on if y'all want to come on and discuss some things and chop it up with us and everything. But we're gonna be laying down a hammer pretty hard. So get ready, Israel. Shoot, we on it.
Right.
Ready to get it. All right, you there, brother? You good? Can y'all hear us pretty good in the chat box? If you can, just go ahead and put a 1 in the chat box. Got about 10 people on, or about 10 brews.
All right.
Yeah, a second to respond. You can hear us loud and clear. Go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. All right. All right. Now, brother Aton, man, these Khazars, man, these folks went and lost their minds, man.
Yeah.
You talking about buck breaking, boy.
Man, I don't know what's going on.
Buck breaking at its finest, man. Never seen nothing like this, man. They didn't do this for Nick Cannon. They didn't make Kanye do this stuff.
Nah, man, not at all. This is a lot of cooning, man. A lot of cooning going on, tap dancing, fetching step, shuckling jive. This is man. But let's just talk about it real quick, right?
Yeah.
I know a lot of you Hebrews are familiar with just a lot of this stuff that's going on in the media, right? And I know these heathens have been wanting to keep this kind of thing covered up for as long as possible, right? They've done everything that they possibly can, from tearing up the scriptures, back in the days when we were in hard bondage under these heathen, right? I hate to even think about those times, right? I'm serious, I do.
Mm-hmm. Man, it's so crazy, y'all. And y'all see what's going on. Y'all see what's going on in the world now because of one tweet. Now, the Most High, man, it's amazing how the Most High works. All right, because he tweeted. Kyrie Irving tweeted one little tweet, didn't even say anything. All he did was post a link to a movie and a book called Hebrews to Negroes. And some reason that sparked an outrage amongst these Khazars, and they're calling it anti-Semitic hate speech. All right. Now, I don't hear them talking about the book called Arthur Kessler. Now, that's the one they really need to be getting on because he already dismantled them from the very beginning. If you have never heard of Arthur Kessler, it's called The 13th Tribe. You need to go out and get that book. And I'll put it in the chat box, and I'll grab the book too, and show it to y'all and everything. But apparently, here's what's happening, and y'all already know the deal. So the Nets have decided, and you know who's behind this stuff. The Khazars own all of the basketball teams. They decided that it would be best if Kyrie Irving is going to return to the Nets. He must do 6 things. Y'all hear me? 6 things, man. And brother Aton, man, we was talking earlier, man. It says it won't even matter if he apologizes or not, man, because they're gonna destroy him anyway. I mean, his career was pretty much over from the get-go, so he should have realized that.
Hey, so, it's crazy though. They want him to do 6 things, right? Yep. Like 666, like the mark of the beast. And I find I noticed
that too. Like 6, why not 7?
Yeah,
man. Why not 5?
That's wild.
So they want him to apologize. That's the first thing. They want him to apologize, which he did already. He tweeted on the same Twitter that he posted the link, and he did an apology. So I guess they want him to do it again. Not only do they want him to apologize, but they want him to condemn the movie Hebrews to Negroes. So that means, brother, he's gonna have to get on. He's gonna have to get on tweet. He's gonna have to say that the book is false. That it's we are not the real Jews, and he's gonna have to go into all that kind of stuff. That's what they want him to do. They want him to denounce his heritage.
Right, man. Like I just find it like, man, you ever hear the phrase, man? A hit dog or holler, right? That's exactly what we see, going on right now. Make no mistake about it. Right.
Hey man, do we got that? Man, look, man, what's that? Man, that is so crazy, man.
Because I don't know, that's just
Mm-hmm.
hit dog gonna holler, man. There's nothing that you can do about that, right? As soon as they start just talking just a little bit about who we are as a people, man, just notice the uprising that these heathen have got against our people, right? Everybody knows that we're the real Israelites, right? Deep down inside, everybody knows that we're the real Jews. But now, just because it's getting a little bit of light, these heathen are starting to go crazy. Let's just look over, some of these things, that we got going on, right? It says sources.
Before we go on to the next one, I just wanted to make a statement. So when they wanted to apologize, we're gonna go through each one and we're gonna really break it down. Now get this. Now then they wanted him to apologize. What does he have to apologize for? You see what I'm saying? He has no reason to apologize. And then they want him to condemn the movie. It's like all they're gonna do. Y'all know what they're gonna do. All they're gonna do is make people go and really see what this book is all about, or whatever this video is all about. That's all they're doing. It was just like when Pharaoh the magician, when they tried to imitate the plagues of the Most High, all they did was multiply it even more. And it's almost similar. Like it's like they're trying to humiliate the dude and they're trying to defame Israel, but all it's doing is causing more people to wake up and go search their history. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, man.
Crazy. But we just got to look at it like this. This is a good thing in a way, right? Because the scripture says that this is going to happen. That we're going to be known. We're going to end up. It's going to happen. Yeah. But the thing about this, right, is that even though we might be waking up, are we going to really, are we going to really keep the commandments? But it's just crazy because all right. It says he has to apologize and condemn the movie, right? This movie, I don't know if you Hebrews have heard about it. Is this a manager came up with it, right? Was it Ron Dalton, right? And I'm not really promoting the movie itself, but it does have, like I said, it has 85% truth. So you gotta, eat the meat and throw away the bones. For all of you that know that all 12 tribes are so-called Negroes, right? We have the same phenotype. We look like. We have woolly hair, big lips, big nose, et cetera, right? And all different shades of brown, right? That's and we come from the bloodline of Shem, right? So we're the real, if you want to be anti-Semitic, or anti-Shemitic, you're really being against us, right? And so we're the real Shemites. So when you look at this, they're telling this brother to do what? The only thing he did is post it, right? He didn't say any, there was no comments behind it. Or anything of that nature. The only thing he did was just post a link to the video, right? And it's on Amazon.
And notice that this book or this video has been on Amazon for 4 years, right? This book has been on Amazon for 4 years. Now, why not go after Jeff Bezos? Out of this whole week, you had not heard not one media news outlet that even mentioned Jeff Bezos for even selling it. You know what I'm saying? You would think that they would go after Amazon for that. See, they don't do that stuff to their own people. See, it's only when we post stuff like that, it's only when we do it, and they want to come after us. Because you know why? Because in their minds, it's like, we own you. See, they still look at us as slaves. And in their minds, they can do whatever they want to do with their property. And that's why they're coming down so hard on this guy. They don't even realize what they're doing, because to them, Kyrie is just another slave. The NBA owns him. Unless he walks away, the NBA owns him. And they
know what's crazy? Right? And you know what's crazy about that, man? I was looking at a video the other day, right? And I saw on this job site that these heathen had treated one of these Mexicans heathens bad, right? One of these white folks had treated the Mexican heathen bad. And all the Mexicans had got together and they had left the job site, right? They just said, what? You ain't gonna treat one of our people bad like that. Man, you treat all of us bad. You can't do this job without us, right? So they got up and they all left, right? Yep. Just imagine if the NBA players, like the brothers, because, without us, there is no NBA. There is no football season. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's the reason why they feel like they have the power to do that, is because you've got all these coon Negroes, right, that don't want to stand up for their people, like Shaq, right? You know what I'm saying? Brother Daniel just dropped a video about that coon the other a few hours ago.
Yeah, big dummy. You know, and you know what's crazy, man? If all the people, man, that every single black NBA player right now in the US of A, did you know that prior to the civil rights, do you know that we had our own Negro leagues? Now look it up. Look up Negro leagues prior to the civil rights. That's right. We had our own Negro league. And they saw that we was making so much money. So somebody came up with a bright idea. Well, why not come up with integration? Yeah, get Martin Luther King to come out and everything, and then white supremacy. And if you notice that they have a Martin Luther King Boulevard in every hood, and everywhere where they have a Martin Luther King Boulevard, the crime is the worst. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. That's facts.
So,
or at least that's a marker of where to find our people, right?
Yep.
Every Martin Luther King Boulevard, you know there's black people there, right?
Yep.
You know there's Israelites there that are struggling.
Yep, that's true. Man, you got anything else for moving to the next one, brother?
Nah, it was just, you know, I just find it crazy that why would he have to condemn a movie? Out of all the movies that are out there, right? I mean, like, you have tons of movies with the KKK, all kinds of stuff that people post all the time on their stuff that they want other people to see. You know, Kyrie, you know what I'm saying? This brother right here, you know, he got, you know what I'm saying? I guarantee you what happened was somewhere he heard the truth, right? How it be, it might have been Hebrews to Negroes, right? That might have been the thing that might have woke him up to somewhat that he is one of the true children of Israel, right? And then, you know, when the spirit hits him, he wants to, you know, he just posted it, right? You know, posted it in agreement, most likely to what Kanye has said and what he's going through, right? You know what I'm saying? Because there are these folks that are out here in these businesses. No doubt they have heard this truth before, right? And it resonates with them on some level, right? And then, so, you know, just like anybody that gets inspired by anything, you know, he decides to put this out, and you know, you don't see our people going crazy when they come up with this Moses movie. You know what I'm saying? When they got all white folks in there as Egyptians, and you know, so white folks is the whole damn movie. None of our people get upset, but this, you know what I'm saying? This brother decided just to post it, right? That's all he did, is just post it without any words going behind it or anything like that. Just a straight link to the movie. And now these fake ass Jews, these Jewish people are up in arms, right? They want to make this, they want him to say, this movie, I don't like this movie, I condemn this movie, you know, this movie doesn't make any sense, right? Now, albeit, now we know those that know the truth, we know that the Indians, the so-called Indians, are not Israelites, right? Indeed, they are the seed of Ham, right? Those are Hamites, okay? So, other than that part, you know, being as us, right, the true Negroes, the true children of Israel, man, it's a damn shame that they're trying to make him condemn his own people. Imagine if you had to do that, right? Yeah. They're trying to make him condemn his own people. Be like, I am not who I say I am, right? That's crazy, y'all.
They're trying to make him scream Toby, because look, you know, his name is Kunte Kinte. No, your name is Toby. They're going to keep beating him. They're going to keep beating him until he cries Toby. Now, I pray. Now, we got to pray for our brothers, too. Not only him, Kyrie, but many others that are in this entertainment, this whole world, because the Most High is putting them to the test. The Most High is going to hold their feet to the fire, because you know why? Each one of them have an opportunity to make a change. We got more power than we realize. You see what I'm saying? And just imagine, let's just say 30, okay? 30 out of what? Black NBA players, out of a couple of hundred. Let's say 30 of them just stood up and, you know, like, hey, we're going to stand with Kyrie. Yeah, we agree that we cannot be anti-Semitic because we are the true Jews of the Bible. You know what kind of resonance that would make the whole world. But see, but these players, they're so scared, man. Like I can't believe, man. I mean, I can believe it, but it's this. My mind is being blown right now, in the time that we're living in, and how scary our people still are. I mean, that's just mind blowing.
You know, all we have to do is just stick together on this. That's it, right? You know, we are the NBA. We are the you know, so we are the NFL. We are the sports that everyone pays the most money to go see. Exactly. Right? we are these people. All we have to do is just stick together, man. The rest of those, you know what I'm saying, the rest of those brothers out there, right, in the locker rooms with that brother, man, you don't think they're in the locker rooms talking about this before, right? Or man, you don't think they had arguments with these other heathen that are in there, man? You don't think this is something that they know about, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, just because he wants to claim it for himself, right, and tell the truth and say that, you know, hey, listen,
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm an Israelite, and I know that, you know, I know my history before slavery. You know, y'all can't trick me.
Yep. And you're right, Cynthia B. They want him to deny his birthright. That's exactly what they want him to do. They want all of us to deny our birthright. They don't want us to know, because there's, you know, they're being revealed. They're a bunch of fakes. And they see it. And now this stuff is starting to backfire, and like everybody's starting to realize, and even the heathens are realizing, man, these folks, okay, you know, everybody was right about these folks. And all they're doing is just proving what they're all about. They're just proving themselves to be the devils that they are. Can't have it. And then look at this next one.
Gone, right? And before Brother Dan gets to this next one, right? If anybody wants to come on, be sure to hit the link right here that we have in the description, right? I mean, well, not the description, but in the but on the comment board, right? Just hit the link and come on back. And you know, if you have a scripture that you want to share that you feel that pertains to the times that we're going through now, or like, you know, what the Most High is getting ready to have you prepared for, hey, just please come on. You know, just please come on, click the link, and you know, join in the cipher with the brothers, right? Join the fellowship.
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead, brother.
Check this out. Now they want him to donate $500K, $500,000 to any anti-hate causes. Now get this. Now what she did already, but it was rejected. I don't know if y'all saw an article, but it was rejected. They said in good conscience we cannot accept this money, and yet here they are saying that they want $500K to be donated. Now let me tell you something, man. These are the same folks that print the damn money. Let me repeat that again. These are the same folks that print the damn money. Why would they need $500,000 from him anyway? They don't need his money. And what they're doing is that they want to make him a public example. They want to make him a public example. We're seeing buck breaking right before our very eyes.
Modern day buck breaking.
Modern day buck breaking right before our very eyes. They got this man strung out on, like, with his hands tied in ropes and his feet tied and everything. Got him butt naked and everything. They're getting ready to do all manners of stuff to him. Man, this stuff is crazy. And see, this is the problem right here. Like, this money, you see that dollar sign? Because the 8 time, man, that is the biggest stumbling block for our people right there. You know,
that's nothing, because I think he made what, 33 million is his salary from last year.
Yeah, and it's like in money in general, and the reason why your other your Israelite NBA players won't stand up. You know why? Because the fear of losing the dollar.
Wow.
See, these folks, man, they got our people. See, they indoctrinate our people from the day they're born, man. The moment that they step in preschool onto elementary school, junior high, and high school, man, our people have been so indoctrinated. You got to get a job. You got to earn money. You got to take care of your family. If you can't feed your family, you know, you're going to have to hustle. So it's like that mentality. So when it comes and when people come up into celebrity style, when they get a lot of money, and then all of a sudden, when they're threatened to have it taken away, man, they won't sing like canaries, just like Nick Cannon, you know, and all of us, man, we were poor, man. Just about every NBA player, man, came from the hood, pretty much. You see what I'm saying? So that money shouldn't be a fear factor for our people. But unfortunately, it is, man. And it's become like gods, just like them. You know, money is their god. And the way to hurt the heathens, man, you take away their money, man, and watch them crumble.
Yeah, but you know, my thing is, you know, let's just, it says 500K donation to anti-hate causes, right? Hey, look up hate and see what these heathens have it classified and shared on the screen real quick, so that way I won't lose this particular screen.
Okay.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know, I don't see how he hated on, you know what I'm saying, or showed any hate by just posting a link, you know? You know, it's all about perception and how these people take it, you know? It's just, I mean, come on now. Right? You know,
but that's what they do, man. I'm gonna find a more detailed. All right. Let me share the screen here. We're just gonna pull up something on hate. You know, we know y'all know the definition and everything, but sometimes it's it's good to just see it and everything. Can y'all see the screen?
There it is.
All right.
All right.
So hate, their definition: intent, hostility, and aversion, usually deriving from fear, anger, or sense of injury. This man didn't cause no injury. This man wasn't hostility. He wasn't hostile.
All this from posting a damn video, man. This is crazy, man.
It says extreme dislike or disgust.
Imagine if that video was the absolute truth. You know what I mean? That you know, these folks probably would have, man, you know, tried to send somebody to, you know what I mean, to start locking all the Hebrews up.
Look, it says crime motivated by bigotry or hate. None of that. He did none of that when he posted that link. None of that.
None of that applied. You're absolutely right. I don't know. You know, the more I look at this stuff, the more I see, you know, the Most High stirring up chaos. This is good, though. You know, good. You know,
good. You know,
needs this to be filled.
And it's about time, man. And see, something has to. The Most High has a way of stirring our people up, because what he's doing is he's you know, first of all, he's exposing us, and you know, a lot of our people who've been slacking and everything, it's time for them to step up. You know, and maybe this is the first step in getting our people to really look in and start keeping the laws.
You know what though? This is also, you know how the Most High always says that, you know, He gonna make sure that the word gets spread to all our people. Mm-hmm. You know, that all our people, man, you know, they're gonna see, you know, they're gonna see the word. Man, this is you know, this is ridiculous, right? You know, say, look how he's doing. You know, say, look how he's doing it, right? The Most High done brought, you know, first Kanye, they done put him up here. Then, you know, say they got other, you know, like just these secular people that Israelites are in the world who they listen to, right? Notice how the Most High has put the spirit on these secular folks to bring it in the secular world, right? Just for them to understand it. Now, when Satan is, you know, these devils, right? As soon as they have, you know, gotten a little taste of the truth that are out here, man, look how bad it's burning them. You know what I'm saying? It's burning them like that, you know, fake holy water in them movies that they be casting on the vampires. You know, they're like, you know, they get burnt up and shriveled up. Man, they done said this man had to do 666 like the devil. They want this man to apologize, to donate money, sensitivity training, anti-Semitic training, meet with Jewish leaders, and meet some, I think that's an Asian heathen, to demonstrate understanding. But that is absolute crazy, right? 500K donation to anti-hate causes. What in the hell did he show hate by just showing a video? That's crazy. I know. Man.
Like I said before, if they want to go after anything, then go after Jeff Bezos. You know,
get him.
The owner of the CEO of Amazon, the one who's putting it on his platform. And check, but he's not the only one that's selling on this platform. Apple, Android, and it's all over the place. You're not going to condemn them. Why? Because again, Kyrie Irving is owned by the NBA, and the fact that he is an Israelite.
God.
Because in their minds, he's a slave. How dare you, nigga? How dare you oppose your masters? We own you. You know, that's their mentality.
You know, I'm gonna show something, man. Let me show something else. I want to show.
But our brothers, man, our brothers, man, are willing to dribble a ball up and down the court, man, for these white folks.
God.
You know.
You see
same thing with the NFL. You know, and I'm praying that more will stand up. And this is a test. This is a test to see who else is going to stand, because it's going to take those people of influence. And I'm not saying, you know, we're doing the work. You know, brothers like me, Brother Aton, and other brothers putting in the work. But you know, these brothers are going to have to step up, because they have a lot of more influence and many more followers, and they can reach a much wider audience than we can. So that's why they're being tested.
God, right? You know, I wanted to show, right? You know what? You know, like, man, you never noticed that America pays a lot of their reparation fees to these fake Jews, right? Now look at them, man. You know, these just look like more white folks, right? You know, not these folks over here, right? Not the real Israelites, you know what I'm saying? But look at these folks, right? And look at, you know, they look like, you know, just more white people. They look the same. You know what I mean? Another tribe of white folks. Look at that. Come on, man. Look at that right there, man. Ain't no way, man. That's Becky and Susie down the street. That's them. Come on, man. These folks trying to come over here and then trying to trick you, right? Hey, all we got to do really is take away a razor and they'll transform back into the caveman, right? That's the only thing that got us fooled to let us know that, that they're not the real live caveman of today, right? That, they saved them with a razor, right? As soon as they learn how to shave, walking around here, right, in a disguise. Come on, caveman. So we know that's you.
Matter of fact, hold on, I'm gonna grab this book right quick. Somebody want to respond to this comment right quick. I'm gonna grab this book.
But they try to trick us, they're trying to trick you, right? To have you thinking that these folks are the real Jews. Come on, man. Yeah. Are you serious? They can't even stand out in the sun, right? They can't even stand out in the sun too long without worrying about cancer or getting sunburned, right? Man, you think the God's chosen people won't be able to stand in the sun after they done traveled through the wilderness for 40 years? Come on, man. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. I don't want to hear that. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my video bigger so that people can see it. So I'm gonna show you a book, y'all. Check this out. Can y'all see this? Can you make the screen bigger, brother?
All right, I got you.
Someone on here said that they don't hit white folks. Anti-Semitism, only our people. Let me tell you why. Check this out. This book right here, y'all need to get this book. It's called The 13th Tribe by Arthur Kessler, and he reveals where these people come from. He specifically says that they have no bloodline ties to the original Hebrews. And now this man has mysteriously been killed. He died a long time ago, but the book is still on the market. And I've shared this book a couple of times in my videos, but this right here, now you don't hear no anti-Semitism about this book at all. None. But this one reveals their lies. And that's why the man was killed. And this is one, this is one of their own people. This is one of their own people. Damn shame.
Yeah,
crazy, y'all. That's what it be though.
All right. If y'all didn't hear, someone put the link down here. I'm probably won't stop bugging y'all to at least some of y'all. At least one of y'all. One of our. Come on, click the link and come on, right?
Can you put that list of items back up again?
Oh, con. Give me a sec.
Yeah. Oh, man, they got all these things that they want him to do and everything. And they had some more stuff. Total of six items that they want him to do. Apologize, condemn the movie. Then they wanted him to pay $500K donation, which he already tried to do, but they rejected it. And let's see. And now they want him to do sensitivity training. What the hell is that? Sensitivity training. Like, how do you go and do sensitivity training? Oh, what? You're gonna have to be sensitive towards what? Towards their lies.
Right, man. They trying to turn them into that's I don't want to say that.
Yeah,
they trying to turn him. They trying to make that man effeminate. You know what I mean? Sensitivity training. What? Just because the man posted a video. This has got to stop by.
I'm surprised they didn't ask the man to cut his beard off. Man,
hey, that's a good sign that the brother even had a beard. Who knows, man? He might have been, what I'm saying, trying to keep the commandment to the best of his ability. We don't know what's going on.
I'm surprised one of the items on here wasn't you got to shave your beard. Now, if they would have said you got to shave your beard, man, that would have said it all right there.
Yeah. We don't know what time it was.
And now they want him to do anti-Semitic training. Like, what the hell?
What? Like, what's that going to be? I'm going to go to class for gang violence. That'll be anti-Semitic training right there. Yeah. Let's talk about, not selling drugs to our own people. Let's talk about, not perpetrating this wicked ass rap music, to our people that says, take your brother's wife and, sell dope to your brother and your sister and get them hooked out, hooked up and drugged out on these, opioids that they got going on, That's just crazy. That's real anti-Semitic training. Not nothing against these, fake ass Jews that are over there claiming to be the children of God that wandered in the wilderness for 40 years, but these folks can't wander on the beach for 40 minutes without getting sunburned. Come on, man.
Yep. They want to see, these are the same people, they talk about anti-Semitism, but these folks that are crying out anti-Semitism, these are the same people that are pushing to the record executives, which they own, which are the same people to our people drugs, crime, and sex, and the seriousness on our people in the hip hop world. This is what they're pushing. But these same people talking about they want him to have sensitivity training. And see, when you bring stuff like this up, they won't listen. They'll pretend like they don't even hear us because we can tell them that the pain of our people. We can show proof of the 300 millions of our people that have been through slavery, death, and everything like that, and no reparations. Man, it'll go in one ear and out the other. They act like that they don't even know what we're talking about. But when it comes to them, something as little as this, they'll make sure it's known to the world.
That's right.
You notice that?
It's a lot of craziness.
Wanting to do anti-Semitic training. And anti-Semitic, we're Shemitic, not Semitic.
Right. But that comes, hold up, let me see something, right?
And these folks, man, and they got the nerves to just crowd this stuff and everything. And what's going to happen, man? You know what's going to happen. They're already making themselves look like a fool because, this stuff is just way overboard. They've never ever done this to nobody. And the only reason why they're doing it like this is for the fact that he's an Israelite brother, and he straight up said that my heritage, I cannot be anti-Semitic because I know where I'm come from. He knows he's Israelite. They didn't want to hear that. And the fact that even the sound of Hebrews to Negroes gives them pause.
All right. Yeah. I want to bring something up, right? When they say Semitic, right? Even though they're not pronouncing it, correctly, it should be Shemitic. If you go straight from the scriptures, you know how these languages sometimes start to change over time. All right, it says relating to or denoting a family of languages that include Hebrew, Arabic, or Aramaic, and certain ancient languages such as Phoenician, Akkadian, constituting the main subgroup of Afro-Asiatic family, relating to people who speak Semitic languages, especially Hebrew and Arabic, right? But the same thing it is, these folks aren't even Hebrew, right? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing about these heathen that are Hebrew, period. I don't know how they.
And if you notice, man, look how they use the words now. And I truly believe they cannot use the word Shemitic because you know why? I truly believe that the Most High would have destroyed their asses if they would have tried to use the term Shemitic instead of Semitic. And notice that they use Israeli to describe themselves, and they use Jewish. I want y'all to pay attention. Have y'all noticed that? Mm-hmm. Notice that they don't call themselves Jews. They don't call themselves Israelites. They call themselves Israeli, or they call themselves Jewish, or they refer to themselves as Semitic, not Shemitic. I want y'all to believe that's interesting because they're not allowed to use those terms, and they know it. I truly believe, man, that probably an angel warned their ass, if you ever try to use that word, you're gonna be destroyed.
Man, you know what's crazy, right? Even if you look in that book that heathen wrote about his own people, lying, Khan, it'll tell you in there that them boys are Ottoman Turks, right? If you really want to go back and see the war, right?
I'm gonna write the name of the book in the comment page and everything.
Khan, right? They're those are Jewish converts, right? They're Jewish converts. They are not the people of the scriptures, right? You know what I'm saying? You've never seen anybody in the Bible had a little kufi on their head or whatever the hell that is. You know what I mean? A little stupid little cap, you know what I'm saying, with no twist going down their heads. I don't know. That's just I don't know, man. I just get aggravated.
I don't know where they get the little twisty little hat, man.
It's just aggravated that somebody else has our birthright, and then for anybody that really truly reads the scriptures, right, you understand that this is what's supposed to happen, and it is aggravating as hell, right? That somebody else is in our land, right? Because God kicked us out because we don't like to keep the commandments. Right? It's a good thing that we're waking up, though. It's a damn good thing that we're starting to wake up as a people, and I hope that a lot of our people really at least started to investigate, what's going on, even now in the mainstream media, which is good. Instead of these, back channels. These small Israelite groups that we got going on right now. It's good that it's starting to really get out in the open.
Hey, I put the name of the book in the chat box. So it's the 13th Tribe by Arthur Kessler. So make sure you get your hands on that, get your PDF copy, whatever, digital copy, and educate yourself. So you can know. So that way, if you ever cornered and if you come to a situation, you can quote some things on that. So if you ever come against a Khazar, you can hit them with their own words, boy, knock them out. Give them that Mike Tyson one uppercut hit, punch, knockout.
Don't do them like that.
It'd be over with. That's all you need is one uppercut punch. They knocked out.
God.
They good. Let's look at the other ones they got. All right, you want to bring that back up, brother? The other one.
Oh, come on, Selective. All right, let me bring it back up for you.
Yeah. But let's just pray, y'all, that this brother don't succumb to that. You know what I'm saying? That's just straight up witchery.
All right.
Right?
Well,
so
with 33 million in 1 year, he should have more than enough money to live comfortably. You know.
Exactly. Now, and then they want him to meet with ADL Jewish leaders. Like, man, what they gonna do? Just, you know what I'm saying? All they're gonna do, man, is just drill and indoctrination in them, man, and lies and stuff. What you got to meet with them for? You got to meet with nobody. He ain't got to apologize to nobody because he owes no one an apology. Just walk away, man. Walk away from the nets. It ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth losing your salvation over. Just walk away from the nets. They don't mean nothing, man. They ain't gonna make the playoffs anyway. Crazy, boy. And then you got to meet with Joe's side, the most wicked man on the planet. Meet with Joe's side to demonstrate understanding. Understanding of what?
Yeah, this. You know what? Let me see.
Understanding of what? Understanding of the fact that you guys are fake and imposters. Man, I hope Kyrie, man, Kyrie ought to go live, man, and just quote different chapters from the 13 tribe.
No, they ain't gonna do that. They ain't gonna do that. Right? They're not gonna do that.
I like this.
You know,
another dumb liar.
Right. You know what's crazy is that as you see, like the whole line from Adam all the way down to Jacob, right? It's been the it's been kept. It's been kept pure pretty much, right? It's been kept through the guidance of the Most High. Now we know that from the scriptures, right? We can go to Daniel, right, and we know that Hamashiach looks like is the spitting image of the Most High, right? And then he made man in his image, right? And so we know that Hamashiach has hair of wool, right? So just imagine we've had a whole line of bloodlines, right? That's gone all the way down with the hair of wool, right? And to show you that that's the most genetically sound, right? It doesn't have any damage, that is the top gene. That whenever an Israelite happens to mix with another race, that hair automatically comes out curly. That Israelite has melanin, that Mamzer, a mixed child, end up having melanin in the blood and all of that stuff, right? That doesn't happen when you have these fake Jews, right? You know that all of their genetics are recessive, right? You know what I'm saying? Like when they mate with another race, right? The race takes on their their race takes on the likeness of another race, right? It's overshadowed, right? You know what I'm saying? Their likeness is getting snuffed out. Whereas when you mate with whenever a Hebrew has a baby with another nation, right? The other nation takes on our likeness.
Yep.
Right. And that'll show you right there that just alone that, man, there's no way in the world that they could be, right, the children of God, right? Because the children of God, when you see that from the beginning, they've had the strongest genes because their line has been preserved all the way down, right?
That's right.
From Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Shem, and Moses, from our line came Enoch and Shem and Nathaniel, you know what I'm saying? And all these great, prophesiers and the things of that nature, great strength, like Daniel and Samson, and all of these nations, right? Yep. That's our bloodline that comes all the way down, right? There is no way in hell that all of a sudden all that greatness could come down to some people that are genetically deficient. Ain't no way.
Yep. I know, and it's been proven and stuff. It's undisputed. It's just no denying, and that's why they're so head over heels with this and everything, because this is nobody has ever come out like any kind of celebrity or somebody of influence that came out and came close to even saying that, hey, we are the true bloodline of Israel. When Nick Cannon did it, man, he sounded like the canary so fast and everything, and but if he would have stood his ground what she should have done, because man, money shouldn't matter to our people, because look, we came up poor. Like, only money becomes an issue. Money becomes our God when our people decide to just make that stuff official, and that's all they have, and then they rather just give up, rather just settle for a lie than believe the truth. And they get caught on that because they don't want to lose their dollar. Now they're making all this money. It's like they got this mindset they got to always try to be rich, or either be richer. And that's the mistake that our people are making. That's what's messing our folks up. But hey, y'all, the link again is in the description box. Just go ahead and click on the link. And if you'd like to come on and chop it up, or if you got something that you want to contribute to the cause and everything, I'd like to have you come on.
We're not talking about money. No. We're just talking about words. If you have any words you want to contribute to the cause, just make that clear. I don't want nobody to get that misunderstood. So, you're right. Let me see. We got a sensitivity training.
Anything that we went over, or anything that always list of stuff that they're talking about, or if you got something, that you just want to, put out and get off, get out your, get out your heart and everything.
All right. Anti-Semitic training. Like I said, I don't even know what the hell that is. It says meet with ADL and Jewish leaders.
That almost sounds like anti-Semitic training. Almost sounds like he's going to have to deny his own heritage. He's going to have to deny his birthplace, like someone said in the comment. He's going to have to acknowledge them as, being the ones that he hurt and everything. All they're going to do is just hit him a bunch of stuff and tell them this, talk about the Holocaust, which there was no 6 million Jews that died in the Holocaust. I've been to the museum in Poland. It was probably wasn't even no more than 200,000 of them. But they like to make up numbers and make it sound like, oh man, we've been so persecuted, that was our slavery. But not one of them fit the curses of Deuteronomy 28. They didn't go over on slave ships.
Nope.
They didn't get their backs beat in. They didn't have to go one way and then flee another way.
Hey, you know what, man?
They didn't have to go through the curses. What curses did they have to go through?
You know what's crazy, right? Back in the day, maybe about, I don't know, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, there used to be a lot of documentaries on Hitler and saying, him against the Ashkenazi Jews. There used to be a lot of documentaries about that, online. I mean, like about the true, and they had all these the plans, right, and the schematics that were showing that the houses that they had claimed to be gassed in, right, that it was an impossible structure for that to happen. Mm-hmm. And even after the retrofit, what they tried to say that because they did a retrofit of the buildings to try to make it seem like those was gas chambers after the thing, to try to fuel the war, right? Mm-hmm. So that was just crazy, because there was so many documentaries back in the day, but now if you look for them on YouTube, you can't find them, right? They've all been taken off. They've been all been done all that stuff, like the famous lie saying that he killed 6 million Jews, but how is that possible, right? When there was only 500,000 in the land, and at the same time, right, that just magically happened to be the number of the amount of jobs that Hitler had created for his.
Yep. And they got the whole world believing. They got the whole world believing there was 6 million Jews that died. You still out? Like you might have fell off or something.
All right, Khan.
Yeah, I think you fell off. I don't know what happened.
The devil, man. Satan, man. He you know what I'm saying? These heathens are watching.
All right. Pull your line, man.
I try to. I don't know what's going on.
But see, these folks, they want you to believe that. And the word says that when Israel returns back to the land, there will not be no war. There will be no war no more. Hamashiach will be there. Is Hamashiach there right now? No. These folks are still getting bombed by their neighbors and everything. And the word says that Israel will still be scattered until Hamashiach gathers them from the four corners. So it's so much information, so much truth to point that makes you see that these people are fakes and frauds.
Absolutely.
They claim they come over there around 1948, something like that. And these folks, and then they had like a Bell worship. at Soldiers Field in Chicago, like in 1933, to celebrate their return and everything. These folks are wicked. And you know what's crazy? They got the biggest every year. They have the biggest gay pride. Every year, these same people, the same people who are making Kyrie Irving do these 6 things.
Why would you want to talk? I mean, this, I just pray that, there's so many people, because I've seen a lot of, shorts on various social media sites that they are all saying that they're going to, that they're standing, so that they want to stand. They was like, man, this is just ridiculous. Got a lot of folks reading the Bible now. This is good. This is on a good thing. Let's just, like I said, I want y'all, Israel, hey man, when you see a situation like this, pray. Pray for strength. Pray for strength, right? Pray that the Most High.
I want to ask this question right quick. You said you once said the Most High didn't create these people. How is that possible? It's easy, because Shem, Ham, Shem, Japheth were all black. There was no white people on the face of this earth. So where they came from, how they came from, they were not created by the Most High. They were whatever. They were genetically created over time, some kind of way. I can't really explain that, but I believe that they had a lot to do with the fallen angels and man. But in the very beginning, there were no non-melanated people on the face of this earth. And
he's saying that, okay, just like you have like mixed races today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, for example, that so what are the Tainos, right? The Mexicans, right? The Tainos, right? Those are, so all those guys are a mixture between the Spaniards, right, and the other what was it, the Mayans or something like that? What was it? Something like that, right? But I'm saying, right, that's a whole race of people.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's a mixture of people. Now, the Most High didn't create them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not an original breed. Like an original breed is a wolf, right? The Most High didn't create a damn poodle. You see what I'm saying? That was the invention of man. You know what I'm saying? Like the strawberries we have today, that's an invention of man. That's not something that the Most High created.
And it's just like, okay, just like a mule. Now, was it a mule, or was it a donkey or a mule?
I think it's a mule.
It was one of those that's not real. I think it was either a mule or a donkey. But
I think it's a mule that's not real. The donkey is real.
Yeah. Okay. So it was a mule. So a mule so a mule is between a horse and a donkey. It's a crossbreed. And just like when you look at dogs, certain dogs that Most High created, like the wolf, the fox, and certain other dogs. But these other breeds of dogs were bred from the other versions of dogs. So these were inventions of men. So what I'm saying is that that these people are not created by the Most High. Is that these people are a different breed of other different people that was manipulated genetically, created or designed or something. Some people say mutation, things like that, but some kind of way they got here, but they wasn't always here. They wasn't here in the very beginning, So that's what we mean. That's what we mean when we say that God, the Most High did not create these people.
God, right?
Because if Most High created man from the dirt, from the ground, what color is the dirt? There ain't no such thing as white dirt.
God, let's just put it in perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, for example, you had a tribe full of, let's say it's all of us are so-called blacks, right? You got a tribe full of black people, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's say the Israelites, right? We got 12 tribes and all of us are so-called Negroes, right? You know what I mean? Like all of us are black, right? Melanated folks. Now, one out of every 10,000 births, right? You do have a mutation, right? And that mutation is something that's called albinism, right? You might have an albino child born. That's 1 out of 10,000 births, right?
Yes,
1
sir.
out of every 10,000 births. That does happen, right? An albino seed does pop up, right, within the tribes. Now, that albino seed, that would, in order for that to create its own race of people, it would have to have another albino seed, right? Because the genetic deficiency there is that its melanin gene is heavily damaged. So if that melanin gene made it with another person with a heavily damaged melanin gene, right, they would have no place or nowhere to get a undamaged melanin gene to fix that problem, right? So what happens is, right, why a nation like the so-called white people can never happen on their own is because if you look at it, even if one albino child, right, with a mate they will be mating with what? One of the other tribes, right? You know what I'm saying? One somebody in the tribe or whatever, and then the color will come right back the same, right? Because the person with the undamaged gene, right? You know what I'm saying? The child will come out black and it wouldn't come out an albino child, right? Due to mutations. So that's just one particular scenario, right? So for me to actually build a whole nation of those people, right, I have to selectively breed them, right? Because you see, naturally on its own, that'll be impossible for that to happen, right?
No.
Because if you had one albino child, which is like 1 in every 10,000 births, right? And that's among our people even, you know what I'm saying, and Africans, or you know what I'm saying, the same, you know what I'm saying, the Hamites, the same thing, right? You know, it would just mate right back in, you know, with the other tribes, and then, you know, it'll continue being what it is. It's just the same thing like when you make poodles. You have to have this, you have to mate a bunch of them, and you have to have this, and you have to mate a bunch of them to make a whole race of them.
Yeah. Let's say two albino. Let's say albino man and our black albino man and a black albino woman got together. Well, their children are going to be black because, and this is why, like with Israel, we can have babies of different shades. Like I got people, my family members, you know, both my granddad, my grandma are both Israel, but I got an auntie that's really light, you know, and but because of that gene, they can produce that. But a Israelite couple, they can produce a really like almost pale skin, like albino like baby. But white people can't do that. They cannot do. They don't have that ability to do that. And I've heard some people say, well, the white race came from the albino race, but the problem with that is because they're still black. They still have that Israelite gene. They get together, they're going to still produce Negroes. You see what I'm saying? So it has to be something. It has to be something much more intense in order to create, you know, like a pale race like you see today.
They had to be selectively breeded, right? There's no other way.
And that's the word that I was trying to find. And everything. Selectively bred it, so breed it. We have these people in here, so. You know, there's no other way. There's a lot of things that was not created when you look at the whole animal spectrum, and even in the plant-based spectrum too. There's like a lot of stuff like thorns and stuff, and a lot of stuff that the Most High did not create, that just was selectively bred it, and you have these things. They do the same thing with horses, you know.
Right.
You have to do it that way. Kinds of horses that wasn't supposed to exist.
And that's the only way it is. If you see, okay, let's say for like dogs, right? You know, and that's why these heathens are so upset, right? When they don't, in the beginning, they did not want you mating with their people, right? You know, when it was first in the beginning, man, that was a crime of high treason. You would get put to death if they caught you, you know, having sex with, a master's wife, you know what I'm saying, or just, interracial dating, you know what I'm saying, or any of that stuff in the past, because they knew, right? You know what I'm saying? These heathens are not stupid. You know, when you mix race, right? You don't. It's not the same race anymore, right? You destroyed that particular race really on both sides, right? Because your genetics is going to, is going to take over, being that you are more closely, you are more close to Adam, you know what I'm saying, than they are, right? So that's just that's just what it is. And they don't want that. They want to keep their genetics pure, and the only way that they can do that is to keep mating among themselves, which is what I said. You know, they're all selectively bred. You know, all of them are selectively breeded. That's just the way it is.
Hey, I'm gonna put something in the chat box for who was the one that asked the question. I want to put something in the chat box. It's called the rabbit-proof fence. Okay, set apart. So set apart. I want you to check this documentary out, okay? And for everybody, anybody, it's called Rabbit. It's a documentary. It's called the Rabbit-Proof Fence. So it talks about the Aborigines in Australia, because the Aborigine in Australia, they were all African descendants. All right, they had the blonde bushy hair, like ours. It was blonde and bushy, but it was woolly, and they had dark skin. All right, they were African descent. So when the British came over to Australia and they invaded, what they did is they used a technique called casting. So casting is a form of whiting out to all the Aborigines. Now you look up the Aborigines now, they're down to like maybe a handful of people in Australia. They've pretty much been completely wiped out. And Australia at one time had millions of them, but they've been almost nearly completely wiped out. So check out the rabbit-proof fence. And it shows that how they would take the British and they would mate them with the Aborigines. And then, of course, it would be a mamzer. And then the second generation, they'll mix them again with the British. And by that time, they were by the third generation, the Aborigines were completely wiped out. They were completely whited out.
And that's selective breeding there.
Right?
That right there is a example of selective breeding. That was a good one out.
Yeah.
So
again, check out the rabbit-proof fence because it'll show you exactly what they did. That stuff will blow your mind. Right? And yeah, it took generations. It took about a span of 60 years, about 70 years to completely wipe them out. Everything. Well, technically almost 100, but they did it though. And now you look at all these Australians over there; they still got that accent because that's what the Aborigines had. They had that same accent when they talk. And it's crazy. And they completely, damn nearly wiped all those people out over there. But they can't wipe out Israel though. They cannot wipe out Israel, and that's what they've been trying to do for hundreds of years. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, this is a good point too, right? The brother was saying, hey man, that does go along with this bioengineering that they've been doing, like the real fruits, like the strawberries and all of that stuff, man.
Yeah.
Man, these aren't the real fruits, right? These aren't the first fruits that we first had. Like if you can read, and you'll see that the original strawberries, man, they weren't as sweet as they are now. They're a little more sour. Man. You know what I mean? And they were a lot smaller actually too.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll give you another example. Watermelons. The original, when I grew up on the watermelons that had the black seeds in them. And I remember like when I was growing up in the South, you could take one of the seeds and throw them in the front yard and everything. And when it rains, they would start growing. I remember I did that, man, and watermelon was popping up everywhere, on the porch, because the seeds are sunk in and everything. But now since Sato, man, y'all ever heard of Mansato? Mansato is a organization that's owned by the Khazars. And what they've done is that they genetically manipulated the fruits and vegetables and all the fruits we eat. And they've taken out all the seeds so that we cannot regrow them again. We have to go to them to buy their seeds and stuff. And that's why farmers are struggling because, it's like it used to be a time where you can replant your stuff and it will grow. You don't have to worry about going to the store and getting more seeds. You can always use the seeds that you have.
And that's why they try to get.
Now you have to go to them in order to get the seeds, and the fruits and vegetables is not as it's not as strong as they used to be, and it's not as sweet and tasty as they used to be.
You know what's funny about that, right? Is that they try to sell it to you as something good. Now you got seedless grapes, or now they got seedless watermelons that you can eat. You know what I'm saying? That you don't have to worry about this or that, but don't even know that that's a nefarious plan behind that. So you don't have the ability to grow your own fruits and vegetables anymore. And so they take it away and they had it for themselves.
Yeah, and notice that fruit cannot reproduce. So check this out. The Most High gave us a seed so we can reproduce. And see, these people, they're having a hard time reproducing because they're losing their count and their numbers are dropping. Because the Most High is taking them out. The Bible says in Deuteronomy 7:21, it says that He will put out the heathens little by little. So, but what's happening is that their birth rate is decreasing tremendously. But ours isn't. It's just the fact that I hate that our people keep aborting their babies and stuff like that, But if they were not to do that, and if we just let ourselves reproduce, man, we would increase like crazy. It's just like look at the women in Egypt. Remember when they were wanting to kill the firstborn, and the Egyptian women were saying like these women are not like regular women, They was just having babies left and right and everything. Because that's the way the Most High made us. So He made us for our seeds can reproduce. And so when we put our seed in another stock, in an unclean stock, well, guess what? You're destroying that seed. And now you got a mamzer and everything, and it's the seed is weak, it's destroyed. And how can you call it an Israelite? And that's the problem that a lot of our people are having. And then now that our people are waking up, it's like, man, it's a big problem because we live in a big melting pot.
I don't know, man. The more I think about it, it's just this stuff is just starting to it's really starting to raise to another level. It's starting to get up there.
It is, and this thing is huge, y'all. This thing is huge, and this is all their plan to try to take us out and everything. Because They've been trying to kill us. They've been trying to kill us for hundreds of years, and then they're getting us to kill ourselves. And we're doing a good job in the streets. And hopefully, I pray that with all the stuff that's going on, I pray that our people will wake up and stop the killing, stop all this madness and everything. Stop selling drugs to young people. Stop gang banging. Stop doing these senseless drive-bys. We're hitting innocent. We're hitting our little babies and stuff. People dying for no reason. This is what they want to see, but yet they won't say anything about this. But they'll put stuff like this up for everybody in the world to see. Or apologize, get in the movie, $500K donation, sensitivity training, anti-Semitic training, meet with the Jewish leaders or whatever.
Man, who gives a damn about some old wrinkly ass white man? You know what I'm saying? That these folks are trying to have my brother meet with. You know what I'm saying? These you know what I mean? And the Bible says that that Satan will come by, and he'll try to snatch up your spirit if you try to get a little bit of the word. You try to get, and then that's exactly what's happening. Satan's trying to attack this brother, trying to make him fold on the Most High. So we just y'all got to pray to that the Most High give his brother strength and able to stand tall. I mean, 33 million in a year. I mean, that's a lot. So he should be happy with that. Most people don't see 1 million in their whole life. You know what I mean?
And that's it, man. We just got to really pray for this. But I pray that he does not bow down to this, because if he does, not only is he gonna fail the test, but he's just it's going to be a disappointment to all of us. Why? Because it's not going to make us stop keeping the laws or anything, but come on now. Don't deny who you are. We are the Israelites. We are the true descendants of the Bible, of our forefathers, and there is nothing to apologize for. Because these people have been apostles since 70 years, and they want the whole world to keep believing a lie. So the moment that we come up, but it's going to happen, y'all. The Most High's hand is moving. So it's a no-brainer. It's going to happen. And this is where I think that they're going to really start persecuting us. I think this is just we're at like maybe the tip of the iceberg of them, of greater things happening, than Israel. But I do pray that this all brings us together. I pray that this helps us, our people, to really see and get serious about these laws and commandments, because that is what's going to make our enemies fall, y'all. Keeping these laws, commandments, and statutes.
I'm gonna show you something, right? Let me pull this up.
And without that, and this is something that me and brother push all the time. All right,
let me see. All right, I want to show you guys something, right? It says, this is Mark chapter 4, and I know I was really gonna bring any out scriptures.
No, bring it out, man. You got to bring it out.
As we see, right, we see a lot of celebrities as they do get the word, right? We have Ye, and so what's the other rapper that came out? There was another rapper that came out, and some other brother that came out, and now we got Kyrie Irving that's came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says that that these guys are getting the word, and it says, and this is Mark chapter 4 verse 15. All right, let's pray that these don't happen to them. It says, and these are they by the wayside, where the word was sown, but they had heard, when they had heard, Satan cometh immediately and take away the word that was sown in their hearts. Right? And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who, when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when the affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. Right? Now, that's what's going on right here that we see that's going on. Even with all of these folks that got this stuff, right? We see that, as soon as persecution or affliction is riseth, right, for the word's sake, we're going to see, are they going to be able to, stand firm, right? Stand firm. Not like these coon ass niggas like Shaquille O'Neal and what's the other dude that be messing with him on too? Charles Barkley's a coon too. And all these that want to toe tap, a shuck and jive, and fetch a step for the white man, right? You understand? For that check, right? Because they're poor on budgeting, right? You should be able to step out and say whatever the hell you want, especially when you come up with the truth and not have to worry about somebody trying to shut you down, right, man? This stuff is crazy, right? That's how you know that America will never be someplace for our people. because you cannot want more for your people than you
Yep.
want for these heathens. As soon as you
Yep.
do that, man, these heathens come against us.
Yep. That's facts right there.
Yeah, so
All right. Anybody want to come on? Anybody got any? We had a couple of people who was like, nah.
Right.
I'll probably mess around and curse them out if I come on and have to curse them jokers out and everything. But we just wanted to do a little impromptu, just drop some jewels and everything, y'all. But look, keep these commandments, spread this word, and don't fall into these heathens' temptations, man.
Man, who the hell is Josiah? Hold on. I think I just want to pull out of that because I want to know. Josiah. Let me see. Josiah.
He is one of the. I don't know if
why does he have to meet with this heathen? What does he have to do with anything? I don't understand.
I think he's one of the Nets. What is it? I think the ambassador for the Nets or something like that. Something like an ambassador or something with the Nets.
Let me share the screen. Yeah, okay. So this is Josiah, right? So Josiah, as a Hong Kong Canadian billionaire businessman lawyer, ties nets is worth $8.1 billion.
Nets owner, so it's Nets owner. He's the owner of the Nets.
Okay, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
and these heathen, man, it's like I said, man, I just find this incredibly crazy, man. I mean, if we're just half of people just to stick together, man, why don't all the Israelites just get together and be like, hey,
they got an Asian man. They got an Asian man of the owner of the Nets.
God, damn, not even our own people can own the thing that they take the most part in, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Our people need to stick together. If Kyrie Irving says the Hebrews, everybody should you'll be like, hey man, you suspend them, then we all quit. Then it ain't gonna be no game.
Yeah.
Say what they'll do with that? They can't do nothing if all of them just be like bucket. Hey, I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? I already got millions that you done gave us.
That's
right. I can sit back and chill in my big fat mansion while y'all, suck on these eggs, and y'all gotta continue to pay them bills that y'all done got with them billions of dollars.
It's just like the verse you read in Mark, man. This is exactly what's happening, man. A lot of our people are afraid because that's why you got coons like Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley. What's that other dude? That Stephen dude, man. I can't. That dude.
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, got a head shaped like a lemon. That dude may be getting on my nerves, man. He's like the major coons. And they all coming against him. Even LeBron has been throwing him under the bus. It's like the whole house Negroes, man. House niggas. We're gonna get him, master. We're gonna teach him for you, master. We're gonna teach him a lesson.
Yeah. How dare they step up against you, master? Yeah, you giving us all this money, master, and they don't realize a good opportunity, master. We know we're working hard for you, master. We like to shuck and jive for you, master, and sweat on them courts and wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and chase a ball every day for you, master.
So Kyrie will be known as your old rebel rouser. It's like Nat Turner. Nat Turner, like you notice that many folks don't even bring up Nat Turner. They don't notice that they don't have a Nat Turner holiday, which I wouldn't care, but I'm just saying, I'm just bringing out the facts that they don't like anything like that. They don't like when our people come up. And who's that dude that said, I forgot the guy's name, who says, give me liberty, give me liberty or give me death. Yet when we say it, man, all of a sudden it's anti-Semitic. It's a crime. So they don't like the Nat Turners. They don't want to see nothing like the Nat Turners in our day. But it's going to have to be some Nat Turners, man. That's going to have to rise up. That's not going to be afraid to die.
Yeah.
And look, I already told, man, I made a vow to the Most High. They got to do what they got to do what they got to do. I'm crazy enough,
Yeah,
so,
that's
look,
right, man.
I'm ready. I can surely say that I'm ready to die for this thing. That's no brainer. And I've already made a vow to the Most High. Serving on to the death. And look, you better get ready to lose it all because look, this world ain't what how much you have to say? This kingdom is not my world. And
just gotta occupy till they come.
But because of that, we gotta make a living because if we live in this heathen's world, we gotta use money as a means to an end. We gotta use money to pay the bills and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's a given, So, but at the same time, it ain't our God. It ain't something that controls us. But unfortunately, for the rest of these NBA players who's being tested right now by the Most High, they're scared. They are afraid. See, when it comes time for the rubber to meet the road, Israel, that's when the true test is going to come. Yeah. So let's see who else is going to come out and say anything. Let's see who's going to be the next person that's going to come out and say something. So far, I haven't seen not one person yet, and the only people that's coming out are the ones that's coming against the truth.
It's we'll see, man. We just got to pray, Israel. This is our time to shine. We need to go ahead and strike when the iron's hot, because right now, this is a good time to, hey, let's start keeping these commandments. Let's give these folks that are out there in the world, some kind of encouragement. Hey, man, they're trying to stand up, right? To say, they're Israel, and that we need to keep these damn commandments, right? We need to obey the Most High. That way, that'll give us strength that we can that we can come up out of this situation that we're in. Stick together. Right?
I know one thing. Who would ever thought that this one little tweet would bring the whole truth into the forefront? You know what I'm saying? Like this, and we've been doing this for years, but it took a tweet in order to get the whole world's attention. That's pretty. That's just amazing how the Most High works, And we're going to see much greater things than these.
If we just come together, that's all we got to do, Israel. It's not even that hard. It's really not that hard. If these Mexicans can come over here and they can just come up off of nothing, and they can't even hardly speak the language. Ain't no reason why we just can't give a little brother some encouragement and tell them that we're sticking with them. You know what I mean? All those brothers on the basketball team that are black. That are all the brothers on every other basketball team that are black. As soon as they see one brother to come up and saying that he Israel, man, they all need to stick with him, because without us, there are no sports. There is no sports entertainment. There is no basketball, no football, no none of that. You've got the rest of the nations that are dry as hell with no style, that is playing, and nobody's coming to watch them play. Right? We need to shut that stuff down. Shut it down. Shut
it down. All right, Israel. Well, that's all I have. I don't have anything else on this, but everything speaks for itself. And we're gonna see. It's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna come of this in the next couple of weeks, months, and whatever, years, and see what happens. But hey, let's work harder than we've ever worked before, and getting this truth out. And I noticed that more and more brothers, are pushing this truth out like crazy, and that's good. It needs to be heard. But it's gonna take these other supporters, these teammates of Kyrie and all over the NBA, not only the NBA, but the NFL or whatever else, the celebrity realm, Come on, Denzel, when you going to come out and speak up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't want to do that, boy. That'll hurt them then, boy. They might try to...
You gonna make Denzel? You gonna make Denzel do the same thing?
Yeah, who knows? They might try to murk him. He got a different spirit. He'll buck.
Yep.
All right,
so looks like nobody has any questions or anything. So hey, let's keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Keep pushing out this truth. Don't be afraid of no man. Don't be intimidated by anything, because the Most High said He has not given us the spirit of fear. The spirit of peace and love and determination. So let's just pray for our people. Pray that this brother don't succumb to these 6 items, these 6 wishes, these 6 list of things that these Khazars want him to do. Got him buck dancing and everything. Damn shame.
Oh, all right, brother. With him? Okay, that's good, sis.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Okay, that's good. Come on.
Yeah, but I still have to, yet to hear Floyd Mayweather come out and actually say something on whatever, on a tweet and out in public and everything. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, he got enough money and enough.
That's what I'm saying.
He should be able to come out with ease and say something.
Yeah.
All right, Israel.
Alrighty.
Shalom and stay strong.
Alrighty. Shalom, stay strong.